Hi, Dr. Axe here. I get a lot of questions about the condition PCOS, and in this video I'm going to share with you the best supplements, diet, and lifestyle tactics to help you overcome PCOS and PCOS symptoms. So for starters here, let's talk about PCOS and the root cause, and PCOS stands for polycystic ovary syndrome. So here's what you got to know. PCOS, the root cause of it, is insulin resistance. It's an insulin issue. Now, a lot of times when people hear insulin, they tend to think of, oh, insulin is just something related to diabetics. It's really not. In fact, insulin is related to things like Alzheimer's disease, which is why they call it type 3 diabetes. Insulin is related to issues like acne. It's related to fatigue. It's related to infertility. It's related to a lot of issues. So you got to keep insulin balanced. Insulin is a hormone. When that hormone's in balanced insulin, it can affect progesterone, estrogen, your thyroid hormones, your cortisol, your melatonin, all these other hormones can get thrown out of whack. So we have to balance out insulin. Number one tip I have to give you is follow a diet that's lower in carbs, higher in fat, and moderate in protein. Now listen, you can start doing a keto diet. The keto diet isn't the long-term diet for PCOS, but it can be good for 30 days to go keto, okay? Now if you don't want to do full keto, that's fine as well, but in general, keep those carbs lower and really keep your carbs just to being berries and maybe a little bit of fruit. Stay away from grains, stay away from the starchy carbs. I would really say if you have PCOS, you want to be consuming lots of fat, a moderate amount of protein, lower amount of carbs, generally speaking. And even if it's not 5%, I wouldn't have your carbs go above 30% of your diet if you have PCOS, because we have to balance out insulin. And every meal when you have PCOS, you want to have no sugar, a low amount of carbs, and you want to have fat, protein, fiber, and then lots of nutrients in your meal. That's what every single meal should have. So for breakfast, you could do a collagen smoothie with coconut milk or almond milk, collagen protein, and maybe a little bit of berries. You know, for lunch, maybe you have a big salad with some olive oil and wild-caught salmon. For dinner, maybe a grass-fed burger and a bunch of steamed or cooked veggies. That's what your diet should look like to balance out insulin and overcome PCOS. The next thing up is you got to reduce stress. That is huge here. PCOS, a big part of it is caused by elevated stress hormone levels and cortisol. We got to bring those down. Well, how do you do that? Here's what I would say. Get out a sheet of paper, cut it in half, write down all the things that are stressing you out on one side. Maybe it's someone at work, maybe it's a certain family member. Find ways to deal with those better or get those out of your life. On the other side of the paper, write down things that bring you joy, that you love to do, that you know reduce stress. Maybe it's a walk with a best friend. Maybe it's a certain hobby or thing you love to do. Schedule that. Put that in your schedule every single week. Surround yourself with people that are encouraging, loving, that build you up. Maybe it's an exercise partner too. Start doing that. But get those things down. One of the things I love is doing a spiritual triathlon. It's starting every morning in prayer, meditation, reading something positive, saying everything I'm grateful for. Add in healthy habits like that to keep stress hormones down. That's crucial to beating PCOS. And part of it is, listen, if you're a mom watching this, a lot of times moms, or you're wanting to be a mom to be, you have too many things going on. You are working, or you're playing, or you're doing stuff 24 hours a day. You need to create space and time in your day where it's all about you. Reading a novel is a fantastic thing to do. Taking a walk in the park where you're not rushing to do something all the time, that's part of what it takes to get those hormones, those stress hormones down in balance. From a dietary standpoint, as we've talked about, you got to have the healthy fats and everything we talked about. That's coconut, it's avocado, it's tahini, it's almonds, it's nuts and seeds, it's those things. And it's healthy protein, it's collagen, and it's loads and loads of vegetables and berries. Vegetables and berries. That's what that diet should look like. From a supplement standpoint, to balance out insulin to help PCOS, here's my top two. Holy basil and cinnamon. Holy basil, you can take it as a tea. It's also known as Tulsi tea. Drinking holy basil tea all day long. And then adding cinnamon to your collagen smoothie. Do that smoothie in the morning with coconut milk, berries, collagen protein, and add about 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon in there. And use it throughout the day as well, but holy basil and cinnamon are probably the best supplements. In addition, doing some adaptogenic supplements like ashwagandha and astragalus, those two in particular can be very good. but I would say that really the holy basil and the cinnamon are going to help probably the most. And then vitamin D can also be very good. Vitamin D, we know, acts as a pro-hormone as well, can help support the immune system and a lot of other things in the body. But I would really say those are the big things. You got to get the bad food out of your diet. And let me say just a couple more things. Exercise can be important. Do exercise that you love to do, whatever it is. You don't want to overdo cardio. That's one that can actually cause negative side effects, or like working out 3 hours a day. But hey, working out 20 minutes to an hour a day, doing whether it's yoga or weight training or cycling or whatever it is, hey, that's all good. You can do that. But again, I think these are the biggest things you can do to overcome PCOS. And listen, I've written books on this in the past or written articles. You can Google search Dr. Axe, PCOS, and continue to learn more. But I hope you've enjoyed this video on natural ways to overcome PCOS.